Really, Green Man? You're the one who caused all these problems? Why am I not surprised? Before I open this review of Chapter 76 of Dragon Ball Super, please do me a favor and leave your own thoughts on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What's up guys, I got the pencil here, and here we are to review Chapter 76 of Dragon Ball Super, known as The Fate of the Saiyans. And this chapter was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of just weird. I feel like given more time, I'll probably like this chapter more in retrospect, especially given more context from probably the next chapter and probably by the ending of the arc. On a reread, this chapter will probably hit better, because like this chapter retroactively made the last chapter a bit better, or at least it made it make more sense to me. But at the same time, it's like this chapter just felt weird. So, but let's get right on into it. Let's stop holding back. So we have to see that. As y'all were right. I'll give every last Vegeta fan out there, myself included. No, not myself included. I was ragging on Vegeta. I said that's an L. And to be fair, that's still an L on my line. If you are knocked down on your cheeks at the end of a chapter, at the end of a episode, at the end of whatever, that's an L. But regardless of that, we get to see Vegeta is not like truly down and out for the count. He is like running for his life and struggling though, because we get to see the chapter open up with Vegeta just getting like assaulted. Like man's bloody, bleeding, rolling everywhere, and Granola's essentially just finger gunning him to death. Like no problem at all. It's amazing. And I love how Granolah like goes to mock him. Like, to be fair, I don't like this Granolah compared to the Granolah we were initially introduced to, but I love how he legit asked Vegeta like, what, my attack's not invigorating you anymore? Come on now, big fella. Come on now. I thought you were getting stronger. I thought this is what you Saiyans craved. What's happening? What's the problem? We get to see that Vegeta doesn't have a witty comeback. He literally just says curse you and keeps it pushing. And Vegeta just drops right out of destruction. Oh no, Ultra E. That's the stupidest. Please. I know a lot of people actually do like Ultra Ego, and shout out if you do like the name. I think it's stupid. I think there's so many. Even Conqueror's Instinct would have been better. Destroyer's Instinct, something along those lines would have been better. But hey, it's neither here nor there. Whatever. Ultra Ego. He drops out of it, and Granolah just puts his foot on Vegeta's head. And golly, that just looked purely disrespectful. I guess there's a point though, but golly, I felt bad for Vegeta in that moment. And the thing is, Vegeta's like still managing to do a little something to Granolah. Like Granola's either fatigued or just caught off guard. Probably a mix of both. I'm not gonna lie, man has been getting jumped and been like evolving his power progressively too. So I can definitely see him being confused and not really knowing how to control it fully. Because even a base Vegeta manages to like grab him and like shake him around a little bit to the point where Granolah has to like get ready to kill him. And the thing is, it's interesting to see how Vegeta's just like ready for death. I'm not sure. Like the moment Granolah goes in for what I assume would be a finishing punch after Granolah declares that Vegeta's lost, and in my mind, he did. But technically he did. In this context of this fight, until Vegeta's knocked out, I guess he didn't lose. But this is now. But I gotta stop focusing on that. Goku comes in. He comes in Super Saiyan Blue though, and this does like lead off the last chapter where Goku managed to heal himself a little bit, but obviously I don't think it's to the extent of like a max like Sensu Bean kind of heal, whereas he's like fully back to full power because he's only in blue. But at the same time, we get to see that Goku, like, he's learned. No, not yet. We see this. This is like, see, it puts last context in the new. It puts new context on the last chapter, but I still don't like it. As Goku goes to help Vegeta, and Granola's like, yo, come on now, you're still alive, please, just leave me be. Vegeta kicks Goku in the side, and I know Goku's heavily fatigued here, but like, one, I feel like he should have Ultra Instinct activated, can show based on what he shows later on in the chapter, and two, how did base Vegeta manage to land a kick on Super Saiyan Blue Goku? And I feel like base Vegeta right now should be way more fatigued than Goku, especially since Goku just got a little like mini heal up. I don't know, it was kind of weird. Then we get to see that Vegeta just doesn't want Goku to take over. He does not want Goku to help. And he's currently beating the mess out of Goku for some reason. So base Vegeta scales above Super Saiyan Blue Goku. All y'all power scales go nuts. I can't wait to see the battles now. But regardless of that, it's weird. Like Vegeta's going back to like Cell Saga. Heck, if you really want to be about that, he's going back to like Frieza Saga levels of I want to fight alone. Like we've had this over and over again. And I'm not gonna lie, it really did. It annoyed me, but you get to see part of it. Whereas in like Vegeta, he smiles when he says that Better that than teaming up with you. And I know what this is meant to be. It's meant to be a reference back to how Vegeta used to be. He even shows that later in the chapter. And like, I get the narrative implications behind that, because Beerus was telling him to revert to his old Saiyan ways. But I feel like, one, Beerus wasn't talking about it in that way, and two, Vegeta, if you've learned this lesson already, when have your old Saiyan ways ever worked for you? Legitimately, I'm trying to think back when. They worked against Android 19. And I think that's it. Let's see. No, they worked against Android 19, parts of the Ginyu Force, even though you almost got body swapped there, and the Zarbon, Kui, and Midoriya. Okay, so you do have 5 instances where Saiyan power worked for your favor. But for any major villain, any major antagonist, this never worked out. Remember Cell? Remember Frieza? Remember Boo? Remember everybody? I don't know. This is like, I don't get why Vegeta thinks. I know what Beerus told him, but I don't know why Vegeta thinks suddenly it being put in it's like, it's not even a new perspective. Being told to do things that have been proven to not work in the past will suddenly make him stronger. I don't get what he means by that or what he thought by that. However, we get to see that Vegeta is about to be like finished by Granolah. Like, he's in base, Granola's lunging in, obviously, probably with around full power, maybe not full power, but still close enough. He's about to stab Vegeta directly in the spot where he jabbed him before, but Vegeta managed to block before. But Vegeta obviously isn't able to react in time. So Goku uses, like, I'm assuming it's like a directed Ki to knock Vegeta out of the way and make Granolah miss, so he only like scrapes Vegeta's side. And then we get to see that Goku is like adapted to the vital trick that Granolah has created. Not created, well, Granolah uses. Like, the specifically attacking that small portion of your body that has a weak point. Yeah, Goku read that. And we get to see that Goku isn't just bluffing here. He manages to combine like Ultra Instinct plus an understanding of how Granolah does it, plus an own, like, I'm assuming a manipulation of his own blood flow through Ki or something like that. Like, he managed to stack multiple things on top of each other so that Granolah doesn't actually like land those vital hits. Like, it first looks like he does. Like, he manages to jab Goku on the back of the neck, and Goku goes down into base and collapses into the water. But then we get to see, after Granolah turns his back, bam, Goku's back up, back in blue, and he says, the move's not going to work on me forever. And it looks like that Goku manages to, like, not necessarily do what Vegeta was doing, but he's managing to not only like lessen the damage he's taking from the vital point attacks, but he's also using those as openings to counterattack in a weaker state against a stronger Granolah, which is really, really impressive. I'll give Goku that. I do love Goku who like thinks through his fights a bit like this, and this like stacking upon multiple principles, even though one I mean, I guess, no, we've seen people manipulate their body through Ki before, so I guess this doesn't make sense. Technically, transforming is manipulation of the Ki in your body, so it makes sense for Goku to be able to do this, but seeing him stack on all these principles like this is actually really, really cool. And I'm glad that he's using against Granolah, a less experienced fighter, because Goku, a more experienced fighter, would know how to do that. That's something he himself could do. And Goku straight up admits, like, yo, I'll be real, I cannot dodge your attacks completely. You are a speedy boy. However, you are still readable. You're still green. You're still fresh, buddy. Come on now, looking like future Trunks in this mess. But then we get to see that Granola's like, okay, so you know my trick. I respect you. But do you realize that's not going to be enough to surpass me, the mighty Granolah, the mightiest in the universe? And the thing is, Goku's like, actually, you got to spitting. I'm not even going to lie, you right. And it's cool to see how Goku, despite being the person who actually usually has that speech, or not necessarily that speech, but he's more so a person that'll be like, oh, I don't care how strong you are right now, I will get to surpass you. Like, Goku actually admits, like, you know, Granolah, due to the circumstance of what you're doing and like what I saw against Vegeta, you may just be able to stay ahead of me in strength. I may not be able to catch up, which is weird. Usually Goku's always about like, I will catch up to you somehow, some way, except for the Cell arc, but that was worry about Gohan. That's something different. Then we get to see how Goku and Granolah are fighting, and Granolah is just like proving his superior durability here, because Goku's landing some like clean hits. I'm not gonna lie, that was a mean slobber knocker he just gave Granolah, but Granola's like not good enough, and instantly just boots that boy back into the ground and instantly back into base. And we get to see that he is like, his healing it was like kind of not necessarily superficial, but it was enough to boost him to a good degree of his full power, but obviously not enough for Master Ultra Instinct, and not enough that he could maintain more than a couple solid hits from Granolah. To be fair, Granolah should be way stronger than him at this point. He's got both of his Sharingan activated, so the amps must be insane. Then we get to see that Vegeta is tagging back in, and I think this is once again Vegeta just explaining why he wants to fight Granolah alone. Like, just stubborn Saiyan pride. He's trying to revert back to Saiyan ways. But I feel like, well, I already went into that. I don't think that makes much sense in the context of Vegeta's Saiyan pride being a thing that's gotten him, like, beaten up a lot before. And, like, beaten up not in the Ultra Ego sense where he got way stronger, just beaten up and flat out losing. But, hey, that's just me. That's just me. I may not understand that. I'll let Vegeta rock. But we get to see that Vegeta is confident in his ability to, like, trick Granolah into hitting his limit and then taking advantage of that opening. And he manages to go off and be ready for that. And Goku, I'm sure, well, see, that's the maturity here. Like, Goku was willing to allow Vegeta to do this without much question. He was like, fine, just try not to die. And to be fair, Goku, you forget which series you're in, man. Come on now. We're in Dragon Ball, bro. You know he ain't dying. Come on now, Goku. Even if he did die, like, I'm pretty sure Vegeta's been redeemed enough by this point that if he's not going straight to the underworld, he's at least, like, staying in limbo for a little bit, long enough for you to go get the Dragon Balls, and you'll be fine. However, we get to see that Vegeta is ready to, like, really give it his all. Like, he flashes right back into Ultra Ego, and Granola's shocked, like, but you already hit your limit. And Vegeta goes on with the whole Saiyan thing, like, as I explained, this power is unbounded. It has no limits. And, I mean, like, he sort of proves his point. Like, he's able to, like, damage and knock Granolah down. And the interesting thing is, he knocks Granolah right into the Cerulean City. Not the Cerulean City. The Sugarian City. He knocks them down into there. And we get to see that Granolah he actually cares about the Sugarians, and I think this is really, really cool. This is like some of the Granolah that I was interested in a while ago, someone who actually cares and is compassionate for other people, because he's like, whoa, not here, take this somewhere else, please, not here. Like, he does not want to be seen as a monster by the people that have accepted him, and I think that's really, really cool. That flash of humanization really, like, brought a smile to my face. Like, whoa, not in the Thanos sense. I don't know why I said it like that, but it really, like, brought back some hope for Granolah's character in my mind. And Vegeta, like, I'm confused on what Vegeta's trying to do, right? Because Granolah was, in that moment, Granolah offered Vegeta a chance to, like, calm down, talk. Maybe even Vegeta for, like, hold the city hostage in order to make Granolah talk. Because it doesn't seem like Vegeta was all about murdering Granolah. He wanted to teach him a lesson, or at least that's what I got last chapter. But instead of doing that, Vegeta just continues the assault on Granolah with a smile on his face. And, like, I'm sort of confused on Vegeta's motivation here. Obviously, he wants to get stronger. I get that motivation. But what's the point of when Granolah actually asks you to stop fighting because he doesn't want anyone to get hurt, and you just keep going? I know that's supposed to, and see, I guess that's just like multiple motivations stacking and conflicting with one another, because Vegeta is trying to revert back to his old Saiyan ways, and the old Saiyans wouldn't have cared about people, which is proven different at the end of this chapter, but we'll talk about that. But at the same time, I don't know. Vegeta's whole motivations and objectives here, they seem to make very little sense. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. But, I mean, it's always cool to see someone get bit. So, Granolah literally gets chomped on by Vegeta. Once again, we're showing the primal Saiyan instincts, blah, 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 blah. And Granolah, like, instantly just slams Vegeta to the ground and says, "I, you filthy beast, die." He just points the finger gun directly at Granolah, not at Granolah. Granolah points the finger guns directly at Vegeta's throat and just starts going, and just blasting off again. No Team Rocket. And Granolah, oh, interesting. Wait a minute. I didn't even notice that in my initial read-through. I wonder if that's a mistake. No. Granolah actually lost his eye. His eye, like, That's interesting. I thought that would be a permanent amp, but no, it looks like his eye was a temporary thing. Because after expending all that energy to try and kill Vegeta, he opens his eyes again, and they're back to the one red eye and the other regular eye. That's interesting. I didn't even notice that on my first read through. That's really, really cool. So I guess that is like a sort of transformation for him, the dual eyes. Huh. Okay, that's a notable thing, because it doesn't look like it's a mistake, because it carries on throughout the rest of the chapter. And we get to see that Granolah is now in the same position that he was all those years ago with the Saiyans, because he sees a Sugarian mother and child just staring at him in absolute fear and confusion. We get a flashback. We get to see Granolah's mom, and yo, I'm just gonna say Granolah's mom is a nice woman who really wanted to take care of her son, and nothing else, What y'all think I was gonna say? I seen y'all talking about Granolah's mom and how great of a character she is for wanting to protect her son and help the others. That's really, really cool. That's great, right? That's all y'all talking about. That better be. All y'all freaks out there. She's not even alive anymore. Regardless of that, we get the flashback to the present, and Granolah's like, yo, wait, please, it's not me. He once again, I love how Granolah still somewhat cares about his image, and he cares about the fact that he doesn't want to be the monster that he wants to slay himself. Like, that's not something he's interested in being, and I think that's really, really cool. It's those flashbacks of Granolah's humanity after we've gotten this manic powerhouse for the past couple chapters that I really, really enjoy about this chapter. And the thing is, Vegeta, I see what you kind of mean, but you're the one who continued the assault into the city. Like, you could have just been like, oh, wait, you don't want to harm the city? All right, let's talk for a little bit. But no, you decided to keep fighting. And the thing is, we get to see that Vegeta, he starts to reason with Granolah once again. Like, he's reverted back to base again. He's holding his arm in the traditional Vegeta I feel like it's just a commonly accepted thing in the fandom. Vegeta always holds that arm because that arm break from Android 18 all those years ago still hurts. Like, I know that has to still hurt, because there ain't no way he's always holding that same arm. But regardless of that, Granolah just says, you know what, regardless of what Vegeta tries to say to him, regardless of what Vegeta tries to say to him, Granolah is, you destroyed my people. I can never move past that, and you must be executed. And the thing is, Granolah then proceeds. See, that's what makes me wonder, because there's not much emphasis on the reactivation of the double eye. So I wonder if that's a mistake. Let me zoom in. Viz Manga, lend me your true power. I need to see it. Yeah, there is a decent amount of emphasis on his eye reactivating. So I'm assuming that's just a transformation state for them. However, the interesting thing is, we see Granolah saying he's going to summon every last drop of his power to make sure that Vegeta stays dead. And and I guess Granolah just gives up all revenge on Frieza, because he's like, well, I'm going to have to meet Frieza in the afterlife so I can get my revenge there, because I'm about to die right here and right now. And Granolah, I know you're tired, bro. I really do. But he's in base right now. Can't you just, shoot him regularly with regular beam? You don't have to. What about the other Saiyan? I know you're worried about Frieza, but what about the other Saiyan? He's not dead. He was standing there. What? We're just back to stupid Granolah. All the humanity of the chapter just, bam, back to crazy monster man Granolah. And we get to see that Vegeta, he reveals the whole context for the previous chapter, oh, well, sorry, Lord Beerus, I couldn't become the primal Saiyan that I used to be. I guess the power of destruction was too much for a novice like me. Guess I'll die then. And he just goes to die. And Goku is in the same vein as me, is they're both willing to die? No, don't. I know Goku says it out of a more panic sense, but I'm more no, don't. As in, this doesn't make any sense. Why are y'all being so extra right now? What's the reasoning for this? And he charges in. We get to see Granolah's ship, which is faster than Goku. No, I'm not going to go into that. But Granolah's ship is flying on by, trying to get to the battlefield in time, and it has I'm not trying to say his name. Monaito? I'm going to say Monaito. I've heard Masako X pronounce it. I always assume Masako pronounces everything about Dragon Ball correctly, but I forget exactly how he pronounces it. So I'm going to say Monaito. And it's interesting to see that he is with Oatmeal, which is still just Granola's like visor. I thought it was an actual robot or something. And we get to see that the old Namekian recognizes Goku, or at least what he thinks to be is a recognition of Goku. And as we see Granolah ready to kill himself, it's so weird. As we see Granolah getting ready to kill himself, and he like his sheer aura pushes Goku back. Like, it's crazy how much is happening. Monaito opens up the ship and says, "Yo, Granolah, chill out, buddy." And Granolah gets thrown off guard just long enough that he's like, it's almost like the perfect Cell scenario where he was in the middle of charging this massive beam, getting ready to kill somebody, but then like Vegeta sends the little blast, and Monaito's like calling out to Granolah is the little blast, and Goku manages to shoulder check Granolah hard enough that he essentially drops the blast, stays alive, and Vegeta stands there, and like Goku's like, "Yo, Vegeta, what in the world are you thinking, buddy?" And Vegeta smiled, like, I don't get Vegeta, you're so weird. Like someone who's a better analyzer than me, please, in the comment section, explain Vegeta in this chapter. Let's explain him. Like, what the heck? Why does he smile here? He should look like whatever. We get to see that Monaito, he walks out of the ship, and Granolah gets all mad and everything. He's like, "Yo, why the heck did you stop me? Stand back. Let me get this done. Let me execute the Saiyan like I want to, and then I'll be my revenge. I'll be good when I'm dead." We get to see that Monaito's like, "Yo, okay, well, you got some facts wrong, buddy. You didn't check the Carfax. You should went to Carfax.com because you got some facts wrong, and I hate to tell you that I lied to you. There was one Saiyan who didn't earn your vengeance." And Granola's like, what? Explain, please? And we get to hear that 40 years back, the one who actually saved us was a Saiyan named Bardock. And I, like, one, that's exciting, because, you know, I love Bardock, but I love classic Bardock. I'm not a big fan of Minus or, like, Dragon Ball Super Bardock. But regardless of that, it's cool to see Bardock being mentioned this way, especially since, like, everyone and their mother saw the one scarred Saiyan that we saw at the beginning of the arc and automatically knew it was Bardock. But this raises so many questions. Like, Bardock saved people. Like, does this mean that Planet Cereal wasn't ever actually under attack by the Frieza Force, or was just Bardock being a nice dude and spared one family, or like maybe one child, I guess? Why was Monaito lying? Like, I would go into a whole tangent of like the numerous questions this raises, but honestly, I just gotta wait for next chapter. Like, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I wonder if, after hearing the truth, I wonder if Granolah is gonna turn his vengeance to Monaito, because literally, because of this lie that Monaito told, Granolah sacrificed the majority of his life believing that lie, and sacrificed 147 years of his remaining existence for this lie. Just to kill some people. Like, why would you not? I get not telling him as a kid, maybe, depending on what the story is. But Granolah is definitely a full-grown man at this point. Like, even if we scale Granolah to, like, human years of existence, he only lives about twice as long. So he'd be in his 20s relative to a human. You can tell a 20-year-old some trauma. Like, or tell a 20-year-old the truth. I don't know what the heck Monaito just hit this lie for. And I don't know. That's why I say this chapter was just weird. Like, it had good things in it. Like, I was happy to see Goku being a strategical mastermind, as he rarely is nowadays. But still, I love seeing him do that, combining multiple factors and stuff like that. I love seeing Granola's humanity in spurts. But this chapter just has so many weird things. Like Granolah flipping back and forth between, wait, I don't want to be a monster like the Saiyans I'm trying to kill, back to, like, I will destroy everything in matters of seconds because I hate the Saiyan. Like, I don't get that. Vegeta in this chapter just seems weird overall. I don't get the characterization or writing for Vegeta in this chapter. Please explain to me in the comment section. I don't know. And, like, that's the main thing. That's what gives this chapter, like, a 6. I'll be real with y'all. This chapter is like a 6. Because the art is great. I'll give it that. The art is still amazing because Toyotaro is a madman. It's still a good fight. Like, in terms of just sheer fighting, I do enjoy it. But in terms of, like, the story content, it drags it down a lot, considering it just feels so weird. It feels weirdly inconsistent, weird. Like, weird is just the word I can say. 5-letter word, weird. That's all I have to say when it comes to this. And that's about it. Thank you guys. No, but in actuality, I'm kind of intrigued to see what the truth is. I can't wait to see where Granolah goes with this. But also, can I fly to Japan, knock on Toyotaro's door, and tell him to wake this thing weekly? Because for 45 pages, not much happened. Like, this doesn't, I hate to say it, but Dragon Ball Super does not need to be a monthly manga. It is not no Seraph of the End. It is not no, jeez, I don't really read that many. It's not a Record of Ragnarok. Like, as good as this art is, as interesting as parts of the story can be, it is not a monthly manga. I hate to say it. This needs to come out weekly. I know that would add more to my reviewing stuff, but I actually enjoy this. So, but that's what I think. I give the chapter a solid 6 out of 10. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off.